right, everybody, welcome back. My name is Miss Nunez, and I am a computer science teacher working with middle school students. And we are going through the lessons for animations and games. We're going to tackle lesson 3 today. And so, the first thing I want to point out is that as a student is looking at the unit overview, there is a really important purple button off on the right-hand side. So we're going to click that purple button, and it's going to take us to our student resources. So this is where it starts to get very interesting because we're going to get into a lot more coding, starting with lesson 3. So lesson 3 starts with the vocabulary, and you might look at this and you might say, yeah, I totally know what those are. But we can't assume everybody does. So in case this is new for you, we have 3 vocabulary words. The first is bug, so part of a problem that does not work correctly. The second is debugging, which is finding and fixing the problems in an algorithm or a program. And then the third is program. So an algorithm that has been coded into something that can be run by a machine. And the word algorithm might be super scary. There's no reason for it to be. An algorithm is a set of directions. It is a step-by-step guide to something. If you think of a recipe that you might follow to make bread or to make jello or to make your favorite smoothie or anything like that, you're following an algorithm. You are following step-by-step instructions. That's all an algorithm is. So don't let the big words scare you. All right. And then we have 3 new pieces of code that you're going to see while you're going through these levels. So the first is ellipse, which is a fancy word for oval. And you have up to 4 parameters here. So you have X and Y, which is referring to where on the grid the ellipse or the square might be placed. And then width and height. So how wide is it going to be? How tall is it going to be? You have fill color. So this means that you're going to fill the ellipse or the rectangle with a color. And then you get to choose what color by filling in this parameter right here. And then last but not least, we have rect, which is short for rectangle. And again, X and Y, where is it going to be placed on the grid? And then width and height, how wide is it going to be? How tall is it going to be? All right, so don't let these scare you. It is new code, but it's exciting. We're going to get to play with these. There are 2 videos that I'm not going to show you in the middle of this tutorial, but they are there, and I highly recommend you go watch them. They do have important information in both of them. All right, so remember, you have access to all of this, whether you're sitting in advisory, whether you're sitting after school, or at home for homework, or wherever you might be. You have access to all of the resources, so don't let that scare you if maybe you missed part of class or maybe you feel like you're behind. You have everything you need on this page. All right, so we're going to get started with level 1, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do level 1 with you guys, and then I'm going to cut this video off, and then each video will be a level. And so let's get started and make this super easy for you. All right, so we're going to do level 1. And it says, Explore Game Lab. Welcome to Game Lab, where you can create interactive animations and games. You've already practiced the basics of putting shapes on a grid, which is what you would have done in lesson 2. In Game Lab, you'll do the same with the display area on the left. So do this. Look at the line of code in the workspace below these instructions and discuss with your partner where you think the shape will be drawn on the grid. All right. So number 2 says write your prediction in the text box below and then click run to run the program and see what happens. So you're going to enter your answer right here. And you can't, okay, so I'm going to have to refresh this. And that's okay. So I had already entered an answer. But my answer was not a great one, and I'm going to explain why. So you're going to enter your answer here, and as you can see, you can't press the run button until you enter your answer. So we're going to look at this, and we're going to predict what do we think is going to happen on this screen. All right, now I'm going to be honest with you. The first time that I saw this, here's what I thought. I think it will make a rectangle that is a square, I think the 100 in each of the parameters refers to the width and height. I really did think that, all right? And so with that as my answer, and I click run, we see, in fact, that we have a gray square. So it did make a square. I was right on that. However, I was wrong that this refers to height and width, because if I show the grid, each one of these lines is 50, all right? So each line going this way is 50 pixels. Each line going this way is 50 pixels. All right, so if I count 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, well, that makes sense. We go from 0, 0 to 400, 0. Same thing going this way, 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400. So all of that makes sense. However, if I had really thought that the 100 in each of the parameters referred to width and height, or I did actually think it, but if I would have been right, then this gray square would have actually taken all 4 of these boxes, because this is only 50. So what it actually refers to is on the grid, if I start at 0, 0, and I go 50, 100, that would be the X right here. And then if I go 50, 100, that would be the Y. So it is a rectangle that begins at 100 width, or I'm sorry, 100 y-axis, 100 x-axis. All right. So I actually learned something doing this with you guys. Haha. All right. So we're gonna press the orange finish button, and then I will see you on level 2. All right. Here we go.